Hello, everybody. My name is Boo, and I'm joined by my lovely partner, Kuzo.
Hello.
Hey. Uh, so, I'm gonna just jump straight into this. So, the kind of person that I am, I'm a 30-something-year-old guy who is, I'm thin, and that I will let you know why I'm telling you that. I'm thin, I'm a hard gain, which means I have a fast metabolism. Um, and I was the kind of person that at some point, like, I could eat anything that I wanted to,
Mhm.
and I would stay fit. I'm still like that now. But in recent years, um, me becoming an adult, my body breaking down and whatnot, there are new complications. So I actually wanted to ask you, somebody who actually has to deal with me and my complications. So, Kuzo um, self-diagnosed me to have IBS,
That's right.
which for you guys who don't know is irritable bowel syndrome. Kuzo, what's irritable bowel syndrome?
So, the way I understand it is, I think your intestines or something like that, they don't break down food the way that other people do, and then you end up having to like go to the bathroom a lot more often, and it's not the broken down stuff. So it actually could be like you could be also losing a lot of nutrients and
Yeah.
the important stuff as well. So that could also contribute to your situation of hard gain situation. But yeah, your stomach does not sit well with a lot of different foods.
That's a big problem. That's a big problem, especially for me, because um, one of the things about having a fast metabolism is that you you are hungry a lot more often.
Definitely.
You know, you can eat big quantity, and also here's the thing with me, um, when I can have a small quantity of food and then feel okay, you know, like I'm alright, I can carry on working for another couple of hours. Somebody was actually telling me that for fast gains or for people with fast metabolism, it's better to have six to eight small meals throughout the day instead of having your traditional three big meals a day.
Makes sense.
For me, it does not. It does not make sense for me because I don't I don't think I have the time to be packing two lunch boxes for work, or packing one big ice cream tub of macaroni and cheese, right? And then I'm putting you know what I mean? Now I'm putting a whole ice cream tub into the community microwave.
That is true, but that's what happens with a lot of people. They take these huge, I think like A3 size lunchbox cooler bags, and they've got like lots of little scuff with different things inside of it. So
Little compartments.
yeah, um, that's what a lot of people who are committed to, the weight gain or the weight maintain or whatever it is. But if you're really committed, you'll do it. You'll do it. You'll eat all those times. In fact, you might even set alarms for every single time that you need to
Yeah, that
eat.
really is commitment. Another thing that I honestly don't have time for.
It's
Because
true.
that's another thing about me. Like when I get into work mode, it's very difficult for me to get out of it.
Yes.
You know, and I'm
Focus.
the kind of person that like I will. The only thing that will get me away from the computer will be hunger pains. I'll be like, hey man, wait, hold on, have I eaten today? Type of thing. Um, so
By that point, it's too late.
at that point, it's too late. I'm already miff. I'm a bad person. You don't want to deal with me now, and I don't want to deal with the world as well.
Just hangry.
I'm hangry. Um, so yes, so I'm going back to the question. How is it like living or being with the person who has IBS? Because here's the thing. I'm asking you because you've shown so much patience over the years. you know, and you choose to deal with it with a sense of humor. You know.
I have to listen. I used to watch you like scrum and like just eat stuff because you're really, really hungry, and then like suffer heavily after eating. And I'm just like, there has to be something is wrong here. And that's when like I did some research and then figured out that this has to be IBS. There's no other. I mean, there could be other possibilities, but it's just that it's very IBS.
Yeah.
The biggest thing is, shame, man. Like, and he loves food. You love food. You love
I love
food.
showering.
But it doesn't treat you well.
Yeah.
So you end up not wanting food because it doesn't treat you well.
Right.
And maybe that's where the whole thing of like you holding on for so long before you eat. Like, it's not just a work mode thing, but it's like oh crap, I'm hungry. But not even I'm hungry, I'm starving actually.
Yeah.
But like you didn't eat earlier on like a proper breakfast at 7 a.m. and then mid breakfast at like 10 and then lunch at like 12, then another lunch at like 2.
Which some people do.
Yes,
Yeah.
they do.
Yeah.
They do. But you don't, because maybe as well, like maybe it could be the fear of not eating. So to answer your question, on my side, it's a thing of, oh shame, this poor guy, like he's really suffering, and he loves food. He loves food.
I do. Mind you, we are talking about this as if I truthfully have IBS. We don't know. We don't know whether I have it or not. This is just self-diagnosis. I am still going to go to a doctor and present my the symptoms that I'm feeling and whatever. And also, I'm also doing like process of elimination.
Yeah.
I'm eating certain foods or certain food groups on certain days and seeing how does my tummy feel about this thing. Like for example, today I made a big old pot in our new Master Chef pot and grill pan, right?
Yay.
Hey now, hey, damn. Okay, Mamelan, these things they're amazing, man.
For MasterChef fans as well, like that's
Yeah, and we are those like we watch
seasons and seasons.
We watch it from beginning to end. Master Chef, Kitchen Nightmares, Kitchen Hell's Kitchen. Anyway, you're stirring those words around. If there's hell and a kitchen and a master and a chef, we watch them. And a rescue, bar rescue, kitchen rescue, all of them. So I made a nice big pot of mac and cheese with bacon bits.
And he knows fully well.
And it was so nice.
It was amazing. It was really amazing.
It was
but he
so
knows
nice.
fully well.
So
These things just don't agree.
So we chowed. It was great. It was a lekker meal, and then chilled. We were watching TV, and because my my partner's the person that she is. I could be honest with her and say, hey man, my stomach is very active. Who busy more? Things are happening.
Hear it.
It's bubbling. Yes. My stomach and your stomach, we were making the same noises.
Hear it.
Chorus line. It was a choir. So and then after that, obviously, I had to excuse myself.
Because on top of everything else, there's lactose as well.
Yeah.
So.
So I might be lactose as well on top of IBS.
And your
fast metabolism.
It's a mess.
So it's almost like I wasn't made to gain weight. I'm not made to be chubby. I'm not made to feel my frame. However, having said that, guys, this is not a cause for concern just yet. The ribs are no longer showing.
Yes, now.
I've been working on it, guys. I've really been working on this food thing. Just to have, meals and snacks in between. I have some protein shake.
Yes, that's helped quite a bit.
Protein shakes help a lot. However, protein shakes help when you exercise.
Yes.
There was a time when I was having protein shakes and I wasn't exercising, and it was just, for
Doing
meal replacement, and that also didn't, treat my body well. And another thing that you need to know about taking meal replacements or protein shakes, or rather, what I've noticed with me is that I have to eat a solid meal. I have to eat solids.
Yeah.
I have to have like an apple or fruit salad or oats with peaks, something that's solid, and then after that I can have a protein shake, and that'll keep me good until I'm supposed to eat again, which is lunch, which hardly happens. But then with me for lunch, I'll get a plate.
Okay.
From the
Because it's got like
caravan,
the pap and all the stuff, everything that
You guys, it's two polystyrenes, ne? One is three salads. It's two salads, so they'll give you chakalaka and spinach, or they'll give you spinach and beetroot, or whatever. And then the rest is just it's meat. And then in the other polystyrene is just pap. The whole thing is pap. So I'll get that for $40 there at the street corner. And then I'll chow there. I will like chow for lunch. After chowing, I take a nap, Baba. I take a nap, and there's still more for dinner. So that helps me, and it's also like nice on the pockets.
That is true. But also there's something else that I've actually, like, I think I've mentioned it to you, where I said, I think you're afraid of food, like utsabadisho.
No. Oh, sorry to jump in. I think you're saying that because you've heard my mother say that. I think you've heard my aunts say that as well. I think you've just been around my side of the family for a bit too long.
No, but I've seen you, like, you are so hungry and then get food and then you'll eat like maybe 2 or 3 bites of it and then put it aside and like watch it. I don't know. It's so weird. You'll come back later, but then, for somebody who was as hungry, I would have thought you'd devour, like, go in.
No, but it's like this thing. Oh, for one, I'm making it last. Making the meal last.
Fair enough.
Nah. But then it's also that thing, like when you're super, super duper hungry, you can have like a tiny meal and feel all right. It's like that,
Fair enough.
I mean, it's hard for me to eat a lot. It's hard. It's hard. Like even when I was doing it, the past couple of weeks, I've been doing a little bit of home exercises and taking the protein shakes. Even just the act, and it's a protein shake, you just drink it. But even just that act alone of, the 2 scoops, the water, because also, it has to be the right water because I'm the person that I am.
Yes.
It must be boiled water. That has been frozen,
Yes.
refrigerated overnight. So it must be like really cold. And mixing it up and like having to take it all down. Just that in itself has become a chore.
Yeah, it is work. It really is work.
And also afterwards you immediately have to wash the container because otherwise it's going to stink and whatnot.
Yeah, that's another thing. But then it goes back to that whole thing that I was saying, like people who are really committed, they commit themselves to this. So you have your protein shake, you've got like the pre-mixed one, then you've got the powder inside like a little compartment inside the protein shake bottle situation.
Yeah, and also the chocolate bars as well, the protein bars.
Yes, yeah. And you're eating in between, and then you're having your shakes in between, but you've packed all of this inside your big cooler bag. So you are prepared every single day. So the night before, you prepare all of these things so that when you leave for the day going to work the next morning, you just grab and go. And you know that you've got your breakfast, your pre-breakfast, all those like little things that you got to eat. ready. So you just gotta be committed to it. It's a lot of work, but yeah.
It's a lot of work. Look, I'm not afraid of commitment. I think you know
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
I'm not afraid of commitment. However, I'm not ready to take on this commitment. You know what I mean? Because it's a big commitment. It's first of all, we have 2 protein shake containers, right? And even that is not enough because there are times when I have 2 shakes in a day, or I'm trying to consistently have 2 shakes in a day, and constantly having to, do it up and then washing it and whatnot is a lot. If I had like 10,
Oh, my soul.
no, hear me out.
Okay.
10, I hit my 2 shakes. After I hit the shakes, throw them straight into the dishwasher. Straight into the dishwasher. 5 days. After 5 days, when everything else is in there, I do the dishes one time on the highest setting. Throw some bleach, some dishwashing liquid, some Lux, Dettol in there, brah. Disinfect alles.
Or you could just wash that one thing right after use. Just when you're putting it in the sink,
I'm lazy.
open the tap, wash, put it aside.
I'm lazy.
Quick, fast. Then lunchtime you pick it up again and you do it again. I hear you though. I hear you. It is a lot, but the 2 helps. I would think that the 2 helps because then you can rotate it.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Use one for the whole day and then rotate. I hear you though, and the worst thing you can do is literally keep that container not washed because honestly that thing smells weird.
Yeah. It's protein.
It's so
it's protein.
weird.
It goes
so
rank
weird.
quick fast. And also I'm not used to having like overnight dishes. This is still I say this is a new thing for me, but it's not new for me because I've been staying alone for like 4 years now. I just never got to the okay. So the way I grew up, when we went to sleep, when I went to sleep, when the household went to sleep, there wasn't a single dish or cup loosely in the kitchen. My mom always made sure after eating, all dishes, everything gets washed and ends up in its rightful place.
Yeah.
Guys, don't judge me, man. I don't know why I thought this, but I thought it would magically happen when I moved in alone, or maybe I just thought like I was just very what's the word when you don't know, man?
Oblivious.
No, naive.
Okay.
I was naive, man. Because I thought, you move into a new place, the knives and spoons and forks and whatever, they come with the house. I thought that they came with the house. I thought that the pots also came with the house. I didn't have pots for a while there. You remember that? I forget what we were talking about. Oh my gosh.
No.
This is something else that we have to talk about.
No, it is something else. It is something else. But no. I like where you're going with this because yes, you're so right. Everyone I started coming over and would cook and stuff, and then the dishes would be there, and we had that whole thing of if you cook, then I do the dishes, or if I cook, then you do the dishes.
Yeah.
And that I think that's one thing I hate so much. Like
dishes.
I'd rather iron. I will iron the whole day than do dishes. I hate dishes and pots and oh my goodness. So then you did the thing. And I think it was on one of my birthdays. You brought a dishwasher and I'm like, yes, thank you. Oh my gosh. But because there's only 2 people in this house at the longer periods of time.
I also got the dishwasher because I was like, there's no way that our relationship is going to
yeah, no, just touch and go.
You know what I mean? There's no way that I'm going to allow our relationship to get to a point where we are arguing about dirty dishes. Literally dirty dishes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It got to that point.
Yeah, so I was like,
It really did. it wasn't nice. So I appreciate that you handled that way, because yeah, it was getting to that point where now we are literally saying, but why are there dishes in the sink? Why are we going to sleep in the dishes? Anyway, so the problem now is that you might use one dish or two dish, even not like, let's say you're cooking something, you've used a pot and maybe two dishes and like 4 spoons or whatever it is. It's not enough to start up the whole washing machine for.
A
So now you
dishwasher,
got sorry, dishwasher, yeah. So now you gotta stockpile these things. I mean, it's just, oh my goodness, stockpile dirty dishes.
Or you can just
them to be enough.
wash them
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
See, when I tell you that, you're like, nah.
But
Nah.
we have a dishwasher.
And I'm like, but Coots, there are like 2 dishes in there.
I know. There are 2 dishes. It's a shame. It's such a shame. But this dishwasher has to work.
It's crazy. It's almost like it's about perspective, you know? Because on the one side, you can say, ah, man, it's just 2 dishes, just wash them. But then on the flip side of the coin, you can look at the sink, you're like, ah, man, it's just 2 dishes. It's fine. It doesn't look bad at all.
So true, until it's not. Until it's not.
Exactly.
Until it's
And
not
then
okay.
Friday comes through and you have,
man.
you know, now you have a mountain of dirty dishes, and some of them at the bottom, the water has been collecting there the whole week. And
It's just
gross.
And now
Now you have to rinse everything and pour it into the dishwasher.
How long have these dishes been here? But because you had to stockpile and put them into because the other thing that I find is that if you like rinse quickly after chowing or whatever and put them into the dishwasher and keep them in there because you don't want to stockpile in the sink, then the dishwasher also just like, it has
it starts smelling.
Oh,
it starts getting funky.
No.
And we definitely don't want dishwasher to get that.
Nope.
So yeah, that was a nice segue from IBS.
It was. Look, at the end of the day, you really, really need to get diagnosed. I think the closest thing to like a solution or a part-time solution or a plug, I don't know, a plaster over a really like a gunshot wound type of thing is the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola works for you, right?
Oh, snap.
And we're not Coca-Cola people.
Let me tell you. Hey, guys. So, growing up, I was raised by my granny. And then soon after, I was taken by my mom and my dad, right? So, growing up, my dad didn't have a lot of rules about diet. But the ones that he did have was no Coca-Cola. No Coca-Cola, and eat candy as least as possible. So I wasn't the kind of person that ate sweets. Chocolates as well. Chocolates are something that I started having when I started dating Kuzo, and my skin has never been worse, guys. But let's not go there. So I stayed away from Coca-Cola and sweets and bubblegum and coffee as well. Coffee is horrible for me. But I actually thought I was allergic there for a bit, for a couple of years. So I just stayed away from it, and then there came a time when these episodes started happening. These so-called IBS episodes started happening when I was still staying with the parentals, and my mom suggested try some Coke. It was actually when I started staying alone. I remember because I called her saying, I don't know what's going on with my body. I don't know. I think it's my cooking. I don't know what's going on. She was like, try some Coke. Just drink Coke. Now we're not aboard a can of Coke, and my stomach just settled down real quick fast. I don't know how it works. I don't know because, I watch YouTube videos of people that clean their toilets with Coca-Cola. No. You know what I mean?
I think that's why I'm not a fan of Coke. I'm just like, but this thing.
Hey, it's good enough for a toilet.
I think it's also, for battery acid as well. Like you can pour it on your battery. When
really?
It starts, yeah, when it starts. I think I saw that actually happening years ago when I was a kid. Where they poured Coke on like an old, what is it, MK1, the Golf, the blue and white Golf.
Yes,
that one,
yes.
yeah. They had problems with the battery, and my dad and his friends were pouring Coke on it, and like smoldered, and the white part that I don't know what it was disappeared. I was like, okay, this is not for my stomach. Then like this is not gonna go in.
Hey man, that thing is crazy. It's a science experiment.
It is, but it works, right?
It works great.
Yeah.
It works great.
It's a plaster on a gunshot wound.
So thank you for that, Mamzo. You know, if you see me drinking Coke, just know I'm dealing with some shit.
This is not leisure.
Yeah, it's not leisure, guys. I'm protecting everybody in the vicinity. Okay. So that's the problem that I'm having. Hopefully next time we'll be talking about my sleeping patterns.
Oh yes, yeah. We must talk about sleep, and then doctors as well. Hey.
What about that?
Just like generally, like how you are not a hospital doctor person,
No,
like you're
not
not
at all.
a sickly person apart from this. But yes, yeah.
That's something else that came from my dad.
Sleep patterns is a nice one.
Yeah, all right, guys. Thank you for your ears. Have a great day.
Yes, have some wine and wash your dishes, man.
It don't stop.